Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Debra Baker and I am so grateful that you have joined us for this little while. We're still meditating about love in this month of February, so let's get started. As usual, let's begin with our 3 nice, really deep breaths. Breathing all the way in deeply, holding it for a second, and then letting it go. And now breathe in a little more deeply, fill up your lungs a little more. Hold it again for a second and then breathe it out really slowly. Now take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Breathe it all the way into your tailbone. Fill up your lungs. Fill them up, fill them up, fill them up. Hold it for a second or so and then breathe it out really slowly. Let's next relax our bodies. So let's begin with our heads, necks, and shoulders this time. So pull your shoulders up to your ears, tuck your chin. Pull your face, squinch up your face. Just squeeze all of the muscles of your head, neck, and shoulders together. Squeeze it in for a breath cycle. And then on the exhale, let it go. Just notice all the increased blood flow in your neck. How good that feels in your shoulders. Now, clench your fists, tuck your arms to the sides of your body, and squeeze it in tight for a breath cycle. Now imagine like pulling all of the muscles in your upper torso, so all around your rib cage. Just imagine kind of squeezing your heart space, squeezing your ribs. Maybe squeeze your shoulder blades together or pull your shoulders forward, whichever way feels better, and just kind of tighten it all up for a breath cycle. And then let it go. And now bring your stomach in. Pull your abs in tightly. Maybe pull your back in too. And now pull all of the muscles around your pelvis. So pull up your pelvic floor, tuck your tailbone under, pull your lower torso muscles in toward the center, maybe your hips in if you can squeeze them. And just kind of squeeze your lower torso and your pelvis like a little hug or just a breath cycle. And now we're going to do the legs all at once. So tighten up your quads, those big muscles in the fronts of your thighs. Maybe push your legs together. Either stretch them out straight or bend them up and then curl your toes under. And just squeeze your legs and your feet together for a breath cycle. And let it go. And now just spend a couple of breath cycles just gently in and out, just noticing how good it feels to have your body relaxed. Just a little bit. Imagine just letting go of the day thus far, the week, the month. So Spirit has been talking to me about loving ourselves and how we beat ourselves up. And I know that's a recurring theme of my meditations. And it's maybe because that's something I need to heal. But I don't think I'm alone. So let's begin this part of our meditation with the affirmation, I choose to love myself more fully. I choose to love myself more fully. I choose to love myself more fully. So let's think for a moment about ways we don't show love to ourselves. And one of those ways, I think, is when we are hard on ourselves and when we rush ourselves, when we are trying to go, 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 or push, 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 or force something. I just heard a wonderful story about someone who had something she needed to do, and she kept wanting to do it. It was her will, it was something she needed to do, and she wanted to get it over with. And yet she kept reminding herself, thank you, God, I wouldn't have it any other way. And she let go and relaxed into the flow of the universe. And then the conversation that needed to happen was initiated by the other person with an outcome far, far greater than ever would have been requested. And this is just one of thousands, millions of stories of times when we let go and we get out of Spirit's way. So first, let's think for a moment about ways that we are hard on ourselves. Maybe you are like me and you feel like, I want to lose weight, or I want to exercise more, or I want to eat better, and then the Girl Scout cookies come out and you can't resist. And then you have a choice between, do I just allow myself to enjoy the Girl Scout cookies? And whether I do or I don't, do I beat myself up, or do I celebrate that I was present in the moment? Or maybe it's, like we said earlier, that conversation that you need to have with somebody, or the thing you've been dreading doing. What we forget to do often, and myself included, is enlist the help of the infinite, to ask God for help. And again, we don't beat ourselves up for forgetting that, for not asking for help. What we do instead is we very gently course correct. Oh yeah, it may have gone better if I had asked for help. And the good news is there's always another opportunity. We can ask for help next time. But Spirit is saying the important piece here is to be kind and gentle to ourselves. So what would that feel like? Let's take a moment to imagine what it would feel like if we were consistently kind and gentle to ourselves. There is a slogan in 12-step circles and in a lot of places that says, easy does it. And most of us, myself included, the first many times that I heard it, think this means ease up, stop beating yourself up, go easy on yourself. But it was pointed out to me in the book The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron that there's a much deeper meaning to that. It is that easy accomplishes it. Easy does it. Trying hard, pushing, insisting, persisting beyond reason just exhausts us. And if you, like a lot of people I know, are getting over an illness or just have had a time when you're tired a lot, the answer is to rest. Easy. Go easy on yourself. My favorite example of that for me was when I took the ACT back in high school. It's in 4 sections, and I was agonizing over the first 3, and they gave us a bathroom break between the second and the third, but there was a really long line and I didn't get to go, and I was desperate. So when we started that 4th one, I didn't take any time. I just put down the first answer that came to me and just went on to the next question so that I could get to the bathroom. So instead of agonizing over it and just, really thinking everything out and, trying so hard to get the right answer, I just kind of took the easy way out, which was first answer that pops to mind, check. And the next question, first answer that pops to mind, check. And I scored higher on that section than any of the other ones, and it was not an area that I had scored highly in the past. It was just that, they tell you to trust your first answer. And I think it's also an example of easy does it. Because I was just a little bit frantic, but also just kind of doing it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, just trusting the guidance that came to me and taking it, as it came to me. Just doing it and moving on. And when I turned that test sheet in, I thought, oh man, this is going to be bad. Well, at least I can take it again. And when it came back, I thought, all right, I don't have to take it again. And maybe that's a silly example. And let's just think about let's think about one thing that you might have on your to-do list or on your plate or whatever metaphor you want to do, one thing that you are facing for the week. And I will too. And now I invite you to just imagine giving it to your higher power. Maybe you visualize yourself putting it in a helium balloon and releasing it to the infinite. Or, writing it on a piece of paper and burning it and saying, I let this go, I release this. I'm not going to try to force it or make it happen or anything like that. I release it. I trust the flow of the universe. I trust the timing of the universe. You see, our infinite souls are one. They are always one with the infinite, always in the oneness, while still expressing in, through, and as us here on earth. It may defy explanation, but we can trust and know that it is the case. And when we let go of all of the earthly details and all the human stuff and the personalities and the, everything that we need to, make happen, and just relax into the oneness, allowing it to move in, through, and as us. Easy does it. When we allow other people to run their own lives, when we don't feel the need to fix everything or make everyone happy, easy does it. It's very empowering when we back off and allow someone else to take ownership and responsibility for their life, instead of trying to run interference or make something happen for someone else. I invite you to ask your infinite self, what is mine to do right now? And then to assume support. Assume that the universe has our back. That we are supported and guided, loved, and cherished every step of the way. And when we allow all of our busy monkey mind to get out of the way, we can become clear-headed and know what is ours to do and know what the next step is, and the one after that, and the one after that. And you only have to take one step at a time. Easy accomplishes it. All is well. So let's take another nice deep breath. And I invite you to remember through the week ahead that the universe has your back. All is well. Easy does it. The more we let go, the better life flows. Like that. So I remind you that you are whole and perfect, exactly as you are. I'm so grateful that you have spent this time with us, and I look forward to seeing you next week for our last week in the month of love. And I send you infinite unconditional love, and the infinite presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the infinite presence moving in, through, and as you. Namaste.